What's up, guys? Welcome to Athletes Wire. I'm Gary Sheffield Jr., and today we're bringing on 16-year veteran, 2009 World Series champion Jerry Hairston Jr. Now, Jerry was a great baseball player. He's an even better parent to his children, but he says to me all the time how solid he is on the links. He knows I'm a skeptic, so we're going to have to do a little bit of digging on that. He's wearing a lot of Travis Mathew, which is usually a horrible sign for golfers at the amateur level. Tagging Travis Mathew when you go out to golf only means you'll look amazing sifting through a bush with your sand wedge. Now, Jerry is the perfect guy to ask about Dodger baseball and Lakers basketball. He makes friends with a lot of smart people in scouting, so he works to find educated people to help formulate his own opinion. These are the type of people I want on Athletes Wire to address my current concerns for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to have to get better in the second half to outrun the Diamondbacks and win the division. They don't have a great bullpen, and guys in the rotation like Clayton Kershaw have been taxed over the years, and they now struggle to stay healthy. If I'm the Dodgers, I'm not looking for a National League wildcard spot. It's jam-packed. Flip a coin between Chicago and Milwaukee in that division, and Atlanta, who loses the same way in every night. 3 guys take turns 7th, 8th, and 9th crapping down their legs, so they know the changes that they need to make. In Philly, we all know they're aggressive. That's all we see is them in the headlines. With that being said, we'll have to see how bad Jerry wants some help in Los Angeles via trade, like if the Dodgers should get Manny Machado in Dodger Blue. Let's do it.
So, Jerry, I've been telling my audience that you were a great baseball player and you're an even better father, but at the same time, you're a part-time golfer now with a 6 handicap. Now, you called me. I'm a little iffy on that 6 handicap because you called me with Scottie Pippen on FaceTime. And Scotty was like, listen, he just has the Travis Mathew gear. Don't believe what this guy's doing out here, of course. Okay.
Well, first of all, Scotty was upset that I was rocking the Jordans.
Okay. Right.
And he was a little upset that he didn't have a pair. And I told him if he would have passed the ball to Mike more often, maybe to get more Jordans for the golf course.
Ooh.
So he was a little salty.
Right.
Actually, both of us we were on our A games that day. I hadn't played golf in quite some time, probably 10 days, 2 weeks. I know that's a long time if you're try to be an avid golfer.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the best of days, but it is what it is. That's what my handicap says.
I know you showed me your Golf Now app.
Yeah, the index is a 3.5. That's my
really,
index, and my handicap is a 6. I go on a tear. It's amazing. It's very similar to how I was as a hitter. I was kind of a streaky hitter.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a career 300 hitter, but I'd have a couple of seasons where I really have good years, and then I have a season where it'd be kind of tough to find my rhythm. But it is what it is. It's golf. You have your good weeks and you have your bad weeks.
We'll have to play so you can show me.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
So you're a big Los Angeles guy. You were texting me for weeks now. You were positive that LeBron was going to be a Laker. How'd you know?
Well, I guess there was a couple factors. LeBron is a great dad, great family man, and he always talking about his son Bron Jr. And wanting to be around him, especially when he starts to get closer to high school. Bronny Jr. is going to be in 8th grade this year,
right? And
then he's going to be in high school. And he always says that he wants to be with his family. And as you get older and you start to evaluate your life, you really start to find out, where can I be when you're playing, when you're an athlete? Where can I be where it benefits my family, it benefits myself, and it benefits my entire group or entourage in the long run? And LA is the place to be. I'm not knocking Cleveland. I'm not knocking any other place. But for what LeBron is trying to do long term, with Hollywood, with his media company, LA is the perfect place. And that's one of the reasons why I signed with the Dodgers. Right. I signed a 2-year deal. I had offers from other ball clubs after my 2011 season, but I knew I would be in the media realm.
Right.
And I really chose 2 places. It was going to be either New York or 3 places: New York, Chicago, or LA. And I was leaning toward LA because I knew they had spring training in Arizona, and it was close to Phoenix, where my kids are.
Right.
So those factors you always tie in when you start to kind of wind down. Now, I still think LeBron will play another 4 or 5 years if he wants to. Definitely 4 years. He signed a 4-year deal with the Lakers. But this is the best move for him. I'm happy for him. I know LA is ecstatic. and he's definitely a guy that fits the Lakers type of mold.
Right. So now, when I look at the Lakers timeline, to me, they seem more like a 2019 product with this upcoming free agency and the Klay Thompson and the Kawhi Leonard deal. But do you think that LeBron maybe saw his window maybe starting next year when Golden State has to move maybe two pieces? Because Boogie doesn't seem like he's going to resign. But at the same time, they're going to have trouble re-signing Klay, it seems. Do you think LeBron maybe saw weakness in Golden State side, so he thought this Laker opportunity might be better for him?
I don't really think LeBron worries about other teams and other franchises. I really believe he knows if he's healthy and plays at a high level,
Right.
he can make his teammates better. Now, if you look at the guys that they have, the Lakers, the Kuzma was a rookie, had a great rookie year. Lonzo Ball still an unfinished product, still needs to work on his shot, but really good in assists, great at rebounds, and quietly was a really good defender when he was healthy.
Right.
And Ingram, I think, is ready to make that next step.
Mm-hmm.
So he feels the foundation is here. But you're right. Do they have a chance to win next year the championship? I will never count LeBron James out because a lot can happen throughout the course of a long season. You know, a guy, God forbid, an injury could happen to Golden State Warriors, and at the deadline, the Lakers acquire a guy to better their team. So I never count LeBron out. But the reason why LeBron signed a 4-year deal is he wants to build something. So I don't think he's going all in on 2018, so to speak. He's not giving up.
Right.
He still feels he has a shot, but you want to build momentum. And the thing with LeBron, I think he's trying to win not just one, but possibly 2 titles. And I like that you brought up Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard. There's a lot of guys that are going to be free agents after the 2018-19 season that I'm sure 1 or 2 of them want to play with LeBron.
Maybe. So now, if you're the Lakers, you've got guys developing. You have Brandon Ingram, who's just 20, which is surprising to me. But would you maybe consider that you could keep a Brandon Ingram but find a way to maybe put a Kuzma in the deal, or flip that and just keep one of those young guys? Because I wouldn't want to fast track the process with these young guys and make a trade where you're actually losing too many assets to obtain a Kawhi Leonard. If you're the Lakers, would you make that deal for Kawhi?
I wouldn't make that deal right now for Kawhi. Here's why. We already know Kawhi, and he's kind of let the world know he wants to be in LA. Mm-hmm. And let's be real. He grew up a Laker fan, and just living in LA, it's a Dodger town and a Laker town, and USC football. Those are 3 things. Dodgers, Lakers, USC football. The Clippers, I'm not trying to disrespect them, but
they're not the Lakers.
They're not the Lakers. If you're Kawhi Leonard, listen, you have a chance to be a free agent, and you hit free agency. Where do I want to be? I want to wear the purple and gold. I want to be a part of the franchise that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kobe, and now LeBron, and have a chance to get to the finals with him and really be like that Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan type of combination with LeBron. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
But so what again, about Paul George? Do you not think he would?
No. I love that they brought that up. Paul George, to me, seemed a little bit like a different animal as far as he didn't feel comfortable coming home, which is very rare. You know, usually you want to come home and represent your hometown team. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, he chose Oklahoma City over LA, his hometown. And we have guys on the Dodgers don't want to go down to Oklahoma City to AAA for a day.
Right.
Clay Kershaw doesn't want to spend a day in Oklahoma City. He wants to pitch in the Major Leagues LA. So that was shocking to me. But you know what? That's over and done with. Mm-hmm. He was a free agent. That's what he chose to do. But I think Kawhi Leonard, having been a champion, having won a finals MVP, he wants to get back to that. Now, what's quicker for him to do that? Being part of the Clippers franchise or the Lakers? I think it's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I wouldn't give up the farm for Kawhi Leonard because you got to anticipate he's a different animal than Paul George.
Yeah, definitely.
Kawhi Leonard would want to play for the Lakers.
Okay. So now we'll pivot to another LA team that you're a big fan of and you cover, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, Manny Machado, the talks are starting to really heat up. New York is starting to get back into the mix. Do you think the Dodgers might be starting to feel some pressure to make a deal?
I think the Dodgers always feel pressure to make a deal because it's World Series or bust every single year. Now, do they feel pressure to acquire Manny Machado? Maybe not now because the offense has really taken off the last 2 months.
Thank you to Muncy.
Max Muncy has been on fire. Matt Kemp, in my opinion, is in the MVP conversation. Cody Bellinger has really picked it up the last month to 6 weeks. Has made some adjustments. Jock Peterson had an outstanding month of June. Kike Hernandez as well. So they have a really good offensive lineup. Now, if you could add a Manny Machado, that benefits any lineup. He's a game changer. But if you look at the Dodgers the way they are now, I think they're more. I think they're really focusing on acquiring more arms, especially in the bullpen. That bullpen has been taxed, and we're not even in August yet. So I think they're really trying to acquire another bullpen arm or two and possibly pick up another starter. A Cole Hamels comes to mind, who has postseason experience. But if there's a deal that you can maybe, give up a prospect or two, and it doesn't come at a high price to get Manny Machado, the Dodgers will be all over it.
Now, Manny Machado, he's just been stubborn in the media. I don't know if you've seen it, but he keeps talking about how he does not want to go back to third base. Do you think some of the big market teams might feel more comfortable making the move for him to see that he actually might move over to third base for a Didi Gregorius or a maybe starting next season for like a Dodgers shortstop, obviously a big time player, and a Corey Seager? He would actually feel more comfortable moving. Do you think they would feel like it could stay?
I think a veteran team like the Dodgers or Yankees can kind of help him realize if he gets traded. If he gets traded to the Dodgers, he will immediately be the shortstop. That's no problem there. But a team like the Yankees that already have Didi Gregorius in place,
right?
I think a veteran team like that, Giancarlo Stanton, a leader on that ball club. I know Aaron Boone very well. I think they would talk to Manny Machado, and I think everybody would realize, listen, you would play third base to better our ball club, have a chance to win a World Series, to be in that World Series if you played third base, and you could better our ball club. And it won't hurt you in free agency because everybody knows you can play shortstop.
Yeah.
So I think what would be better, playing third base and having a chance to win a World Series, or playing shortstop and not having a chance to go to the playoffs at all because a team is scared to trade for you because you only want to play shortstop.
Right.
So I think the Yankees won't fear that, and I don't think the Dodgers definitely won't fear that because if he does get traded to the Dodgers, he immediately becomes a shortstop.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now you're a big Michael Jordan fan, as everybody heard at the beginning, and everybody knows me as a big LeBron James fan. Where, in your eyes, do you think Michael is a better player than LeBron James in terms of, do you see it as a resume deal, or do you see it as a skill set difference?
Everybody says that there are different players, which they are. LeBron James to me is a cross between a Scottie Pippen and a Charles Barkley. Very physical, very imposing. 6'8", 6'9", just brute strength, and he's also looking to pass and also looking to get his teammates involved.
Right.
Michael Jordan is the only player, and I've been watching basketball for 35 years now, 42 years old. Michael Jordan is the only player that I've ever seen. Now, I've never saw Wilt Chamberlain play. I never saw Oscar Robertson play live. He's the only player I've ever seen, Michael Jordan, that doesn't have a weakness. Not one thing. He could pass the ball. Obviously, he could shoot. One of the best low post players in the history of the game. He got challenged in 1992 saying that he wasn't a three-point shooter in the finals. And he said, listen, I don't have to shoot the three. I can score at will no matter what. Game one proves that, hey, not only can he shoot the three, he sets then an NBA record for threes in the first half. That's how Michael Jordan was. Whatever the challenge was that he faced, he not only met that challenge, he surpassed it. And a guy that willed his teams to win. And we've talked before, off air, I don't look at finals. That's sometimes unfair because I saw Michael Jordan in 1987, 1988, 89, 90, when they didn't win a championship. He was so dominant. And he had a young Scottie Pippen who was a baby, and he wasn't really performing because he was a baby. Horace Grant as well, and he brought them along, really trained them to become Scottie Pippen, a Hall of Famer, and Horace Grant, an elite defender and a solid offensive force. So I've never seen a guy like Michael Jordan, again, with the game on the line. This guy was not only the most clutch basketball player, he was the most clutch athlete I've ever seen. And again, I'm not knocking LeBron. LeBron is unbelievable, incredible talent for his size.
What does clutch mean in your mind?
Finding ways to win. The stats kind of speak for themselves. Michael Jordan was a 50% shooter from the field.
Mm-hmm.
He shot 52% with the game on the line.
Okay.
He was a better shooter with the game on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, when I praise Michael Jordan, I'm not knocking LeBron James. LeBron James has said many times his favorite player was Michael Jordan.
Right, of course.
So, again, LeBron is incredible. I think the thing that hurts him, it hurts him personally. He probably feels that he should have played better in 11 against a Maverick team that he feels that they should have beat with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. They only had one star at the time was Dirk Nowitzki.
Right.
And in 14, those two championships, 11 and 14, the Mavs and the Spurs.
I feel like they had a little bit of Jordan rules on LeBron in that series.
Well, you got to find a way to
definitely.
Got to find a make it. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I don't hold against him, and I told you this before. And his best, this past season, he was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. But his best to me when he played was the year they lost to the Warriors. Mm-hmm. They didn't even win.
Right.
That's the best I've ever seen LeBron play.
Mm-hmm.
He had to rally around the team where Kyrie Irving was hurt, Kevin Love was hurt, and he was phenomenal,
mm-hmm.
And so that's why the finals thing to me is kind of misleading. I want to see guys perform. And the one thing with Michael Jordan, he brought it every single year, mm-hmm. no matter what. Everybody says, well, he was, 0 for 2 his first 2 years in the league in playoffs. Man, he was playing against epic teams, and he didn't have any help. He averaged 38 points a game
mm-hmm.
in those series. So again, it's not the losses because everybody loses.
Don't you think the narrative changes though? Don't you think
the
narrative changes when people win?
I didn't hear what you said.
When people actually play and they start winning, like for example, Kevin Durant, he moved to Golden State and he started to win.
Yeah. See, well, you already know how I feel about that.
Of course.
So, listen, Kevin Durant is an incredible player. Mm-hmm. And I think to me, and this is kind of a sticky situation because as a former athlete, when you're a free agent, you have a right to go wherever you want to go.
Right.
I totally get that. And basketball is so different than baseball. Mm-hmm. It's so different than football because you can be the best quarterback. And guess what? You only get to play half the time because once you leave the field, the defense is on the field. You can be the best pitcher. You only pitch once every 5th day. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But in basketball, you have control of the game on offense and defense almost simultaneously,
right. Mm-hmm.
So you can have a great effect on the outcome of games, and there's only 5 guys on the floor. So that one player has a huge impact. Mm-hmm. So with Kevin Durant, I think he did himself a great disservice. Mm-hmm. He had the Warriors down 3-1.
Right.
He didn't close them out. So not only do you not close them out, the very next year, you join that team. And again, I think he's going to look back on it 5, 15, 20 years from now and said, man, maybe I could have gone somewhere else. Maybe Washington, maybe a young Boston team, or somewhere else to kind of have my own niche
right.
and kind of have my own team and lead that team to a championship. And it's just something that, yes, he's won back-to-back finals MVPs and he's played pretty well in the finals and they've won championships. And I never want to knock a guy winning a championship. But, man, I would have loved to have seen him go and take another team and face the Warriors or face LeBron or face somebody else. I think that would have helped the league, and I think would have helped his image a little bit better.
Now, when I look at Kevin Durant's career, I don't like what he did either. But when I look at how it's going to end, I see Kevin Durant as maybe trying to make a move later on similar to LeBron, maybe going to Seattle if they get to move there. Or if he can go back to Oklahoma City and try to win one with Russell Westbrook to show that he learned how to win. But
I don't think Russell Westbrook would want.
Well,
you think
we wouldn't? No. Okay, so we wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to play with the guy. But I think he'll start feeling the pressure that LeBron had when you have to win when you don't have a stacked deck. I think that Kevin Durant winning this way, he'll see in the end that people will not see him as a peer to LeBron James. I think he'll start to realize that he was tired of being that second tier guy and he wanted to win to make up that distance. But I think he'll see that that's not going to pan out.
Yeah, and again, it's LeBron James and really everybody else in this era. And I've said it repeatedly. LeBron James is the best player of this era, and I think guys are trying to catch up to him. And I think that's what Kevin Durant was trying to do. But I think he realizes, man, he kind of did. It's not similar to what LeBron did. LeBron left Cleveland, but he joined forces with one of the best power forwards of the time, really the best power forward outside of Tim Duncan, and Chris Bosh.
Right.
And then joined forces with D Wade, and they made that first player-driven super team. Okay, but it wasn't like Cleveland and it wasn't like LeBron lost to the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Said, you know what, I'm going to run and go play with Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade just beat me, so I'm going to go play with Dwayne Wade.
Because he could have went to Boston and won.
Exactly, he could have went to Boston. But I think what he did, and I think LeBron knows this, they did what LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh did. He just one-upped it. Yeah. And I think he one-upped it in a way that was like, wow, not only did you join a super team, you joined the super team that beat you. You had him down 3-1. And I think that's what's going to eat at him down the road.
Right. And my last point was really just, if Harrison Barnes was retained, they were still going to be the favorites. Everybody thought that Draymond Green's suspension was what lost them the series to begin with. It was still considered an upset with Kyrie Irving. And that's how lopsided they were talent-wise and how good that Golden State team was. So I thought the move, with all that considered, moving Harrison Barnes off the roster and moving Kevin Durant into the roster, how could you expect anything else other than winning? So I think
that's what has happened. And that's what has happened. Of course. And now, you have, when this past season, you don't have Kyrie Irving.
Right.
A guy that really kind of played well with LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to be that second fiddle, similar to what Shaq and Kobe had to deal with. And Kobe wanted to be that guy.
Right.
And kind of ran Shaq out of town. Everybody talks about here in LA.
Yeah.
And Kobe wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be like Michael Jordan and lead a team. And there's something to be said to that. And I think Kyrie Irving wants to be that guy. And we're going to have to wait and see if he's healthy, number one. And number two, seeing if he can do it.
We'll have to see how all this stuff pans out. So, Jerry, thank you for coming on. I hope you come back because we'll have to get deeper into the Michael Jordan talks because we talk about this. We talk about this at least once a week. So we'll have to get back into it.
And again, this Jordan LeBron thing is never knocking LeBron. It's like saying this player isn't better than Willie Mays. Well, right. Who's better than Willie Mays? You know what I'm saying? So again, Michael Jordan, he did everything defensively, offensively. And again, Jordan is the only player I've ever seen that doesn't have a weakness. He can hit free throws down the stretch. I think it was 85% free throw shooter. Just did everything on the floor that you'd want in a player. But LeBron James is out of this world. Love watching him play. And I've already told you he's my favorite player this era. And now I'm in LA, get a chance to see LeBron James. And, I'm rooting for him. Hopefully he wins a title. And I think he might win 2 here.
Ooh, that'd be – so what does LeBron have to do to get to the to surpass Jordan now if you're saying he has to do something?
I don't think – see, here's another thing too is I don't think LeBron has to do anything. LeBron already has a legacy. He won in Cleveland, which he wanted to do for himself and his family because he's from that area. He's already did that. He's a 3-time champion, MVPs. I'm more of a guy that when I look at the greatest player, I look at not only what I saw with my own eyes, the eye test, and I said Jordan doesn't have a weakness. And the metrics, the data, everything says that Jordan was with his defensive metrics. He's the only player in history to have more than 200 steals and 100 blocks in 2 seasons. That's a guard.
Right.
That's how dominant Michael Jordan was on both sides of the ball. But to get back to LeBron, I don't think he has to do anything. He's already an all-time great.
I don't think his goal's an all-time great. I think his goal, when he said he was chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, well, the ghost in Chicago, everybody had this idea that he was now chasing not to get to be become. He wasn't trying to become on the same tier as Michael. I think he is trying to leapfrog him. So
I think, well, he said that a while ago,
Mhm.
and LeBron has said a lot of things.
He
You know,
has.
when you're young, and you have a lot of energy, and you're trying to be the greatest,
Mhm.
and that's what LeBron was trying to do. And let me tell you, I will say this: nobody has ever had the pressure
Mhm.
that LeBron had coming to the NBA than anybody. LeBron is number one when it comes to that, because the hype that he had with the King James, he was 18-year-old coming in the NBA. Nobody had that pressure, and the way he has carried himself off the court, what he's done with his foundation, what he's done with children, sending them to college,
Mhm.
on the way to college, he has been incredible in that aspect.
Right.
And so it goes beyond basketball, you know, and what he's made for himself, not having a father, his father wasn't around, and now he is an epitome of what a father is.
Right.
You know, it's bigger than basketball. So when we say his legacy, LeBron's legacy, I think he realizes now as he's watching his kids grow up. He goes, you know what? Hey, I would love to win 5, 6, 7, 8 championships. That would be awesome. But I think there are bigger things than life than that. I think he realizes that now.
Okay. So we'll have to get a round 2 going. I hope you'll come back. So
I will definitely come
we'll
back.
have to dedicate an entire episode to the Michael Jordan LeBron so we can really get into those details, because
Okay.
I wanted to get into that, because you think Miami was a super team. We'll get into that stuff where I'm not exactly sure.
LeBron said they were a super team. I'm not gonna deny him. He said it.
I don't know if he'll say it now. He's just really good friends with him, so we'll see.
All
All right, man. Appreciate it.
right, Chef. Take care, man.
Thanks.